Hey everyone, and welcome back to our series where we break down the molecular basis of life. My name is Nathaniel, and today we're going to be talking about proteins. Alright, so proteins. Proteins are the builders, movers, and defenders of the body. They make your muscles move, help your body digest food, and even fight off infections. So without proteins, nothing would work. Alright, and now going into the biology of it, proteins are long chains of amino acids. Think of them like beads on a string. The sequence of amino acids is decided by your DNA, but that's just the beginning. Once the chain forms, it folds into a complex shape, and that shape is what lets it do its job. Alright, so proteins have four levels of structure. First, we have our primary protein structure. This is the raw chain of amino acids. Second, on our second level of structure, we have our secondary proteins. These are local shapes like spirals, also known as a helix, or beta pleated sheets formed by hydrogen bonds. On our third level, we have tertiary. These are the full 3D shapes and are held together by bonds and bridges. And then on our fourth level, we have our quaternary proteins. Some proteins join together in groups like hemoglobin, which carry oxygen. So, in essence, if a protein loses its shape, like from heat or change in pH levels, it can't function anymore. And this is what we know as denaturation. Alright, so now that we've talked about the different structures of protein, let's talk about the different types of proteins. So, proteins don't all do the same thing, and here are the six types of proteins and their different functions. First, we have our structural proteins like collagen and keratin, which gives strength to skin and hair. Then we have our enzymes like amylase and DNA polymerase, which speed up chemical reactions. Then we have our transport proteins like hemoglobin, which carry oxygen through the blood. And then we have our defensive proteins like antibodies, which protect us from illness. Fifth, we have our hormonal proteins like insulin, which help regulate the body system. And lastly, we have our contractile proteins like actin and myosin, which help our muscles to move. Alright, so where can these proteins be found? So just like our other biomolecules or rather macromolecules, proteins can be found everywhere, such as in our foods like meat, eggs, dairy, and beans. Also in our body, like in our muscles, skin, and hair. Also, they can be found in every cell, such as like the enzymes, receptors, and structural parts. Alright, so let's just wrap up everything we've learned so far. Starting off, proteins are made of amino acids. They fold into special shapes to do their jobs. There are many types of proteins, each carrying their own roles. And lastly, you eat them, you build them, and you use them constantly. So, in essence, proteins are small in size, but they do some of the biggest jobs in the body. And alright, that wraps up this video. Have a good one, guys.